If you'll bear with me for just a second, let's go ahead and play a game. So name something Walmart, McDonald's, Home Depot. Name something that they have in common. And no, it's not places where dreams go to die. Though close. Is that they've mastered the art of paying employees so little that you actually end up covering the difference. Because, well, I guess those employees, they, in a sense, do actually work for you in some kind of way. Now let's start off by talking about minimum wage with a brief history of broken promises. So in 1938, FDR introduced the minimum wage to stop companies from paying people in pocket lint and expired coupons. And it's not just the company's fault, it's that they just didn't know better. Now, adjusting for inflation, that original 25 cents per hour wage is still pathetic, but back then, at least two minimum wage earners could afford rent, food, and do it all without the cost of selling their pride or their kidneys. Fast forward to 2025 and the federal minimum wage is $7.25 per hour, a number so outdated that it still thinks Friends is a new show. Meanwhile, rent has evolved from modestly inconvenient to requires a blood sacrifice. If we go back to 1980, minimum wage was $3.10 per hour, and rent was $243 per month. The math worked out fine, and life was just fine. 2025, the minimum wage is $7.25 per hour, and rent is now $2,100 per month. The math now requires a third job, third wife, or a time machine. Now, the corporations insist raising wages could cause apocalyptic job losses. It's funny because they said the same thing back in the 1930s. And here's a spoiler, the economy actually survived. But why pay workers when you can just simply not, and instead blame market forces? So that leads me to my next section, which is the welfare loophole. Now, the welfare loophole, and here's the scam. Because step one, what they do is they pay employee starvation wages so that they can move to step two, where employees qualify for food stamps, Medicaid, general government assistance and benefits, and etc. Now, step three, question mark, and I really do wonder what step three actually is. And the answer is that taxpayers cover the gap. Number four equals profit, literally. Now, Walmart, Amazon, and McDonald's, they are the top employers or among the top employers of workers that are on public assistance. So to translate that, what they've done is that they've essentially outsourced their payroll to you. Now, it's kind of like hiring a caterer and then sending the bill to your neighbors. It's very classy, very legal, and just pure brilliance. Because the CEO logic goes, sure, I could just take $13 million instead of $27 million this year for my salary, but what does that actually do for me? Now, the domino effect of cheapness, low wages doesn't just exist in a vacuum. What they do is they create debt zombies. Workers who rely on payday loans with interest rates so high, even loan sharks will blush. Healthcare avoidance. People going, is this chest pain worth a $3,000 ER visit? Well, let's just flip a coin and figure it out. Economic stagflation. When half the country can't afford a $5 latte, even Starbucks starts sweating. Now, what do you do about this? What can you do to fight back without the torches and pitchforks? Number one is you can vote for politicians who've actually heard of the 21st century. Number two is you can shop at places that pay living wages. Costco, Trader Joe's, or that one local cafe where the owner doesn't cry in the walk-in freezer. Three is laugh bitterly when a CEO claims that no one wants to work anymore, because the correct answer is that no one wants to starve anymore. Now, the bottom line to all of this is that if a business can't afford to pay workers enough to live, it really can't afford to exist. Otherwise, we're just subsidizing corporate greed, and honestly, my taxes have better things to do than fund a Walmart executive's third yacht and third wife.